Alright, budget magic time. Playing some Enchantress in Legacy. Just kidding, in Modern. We'll keep this. We got a Utopia Sprawl. So, Forest Sprawl on white. And pass the turn. What's our opponent up to? Swamp. And Inquisition can take nodes or Ram. Probably takes nodes, I would guess. Yep, nodes down. Because they can always kill Ram with actual removal. So, Ram, Forest, and Sprawl. Also on white. Pass the turn. Hope we don't get hit by more removal. Hope we draw lands. Or more discard. If we draw land, we can slam. Yeah, alright. Well, that works out. Just a turn 3 sigil. So now any enchantment comes along with a 4/4 angel, and I don't know if our opponent, I guess Maelstrom Pulse gets rid of it, but they don't have a lot of good options for getting rid of it. Opponent goes with a Dark Confidant. We keep gaining life. Well, Sphere of Safety gets us an angel. Evolving Wilds, and pass the turn. Opponent gets a Ooze, drops to 18. So now any enchantments are good. We don't even really care what they are, as long as they're enchantment. I mean, some are better than others, but we mostly just want to keep getting 4/4 angels. Opponent goes with Abrupt Decay on our Ram, so I guess they're going to try to race us. Well, let's get in for 4, and pass the turn. Opponent flips a Bloodstained Mire. Attacking is pretty expensive for our opponent. Alright, Liliana can get rid of our angel. Well, if we keep drawing nothing, we could have problems. And there's an Ooze. Well, Arbor Elf isn't what we wanted. We have so few non-enchantments. We have lands and 4 Arbor Elves, and like every single thing in our deck is a enchantment. So not drawing enchantments is pretty bad. Eidolon is probably the best because that can get us multiple enchantments. Bolt on our Arbor Elf. Also enchantments pump up our Sphere to make it harder for our opponent to attack. Wow, double Dark Confidant. Our opponent is going aggressive. Well, Crack Terramorphic, get a Forest. Come on, enchantment! Oh my goodness. Alright, pass the turn. Oh, we were in such great shape. Opponent's going to start eating things. Dark Confidant hits a Thoughtseize and a Liliana. Alright. Probably should have just ran out the land, but because of the Liliana. We discard a land. Not hitting enchantments is so bad. So bad. It does cost our opponent 4 to attack. Alright, they're going to do it. They can get in, I guess, for 4 if they also eat something else with Ooze. Yep. Goes up to 10. Hits us down to 18. Come on, enchantment! Oh, no! Well, we're running pretty far below average, in all honesty. We have such a high number of enchantments. More than half of our deck, actually. I think we have 23 lands and then the 4 Arbor Elf, so it's 27 of our 60 cards are not enchantments, so 33 are. And we have whiffed on enchantments 4 turns in a row. And just 1 enchantment would have made a huge difference. Opponent is going to kill their own Dark Confidant. Be interesting to see if they attack here. If they do not attack, they can leave up Kolaghan's Command and make us discard on our upkeep. Bloodstained Mire. Well, I guess they can attack and still do it. This is a turn we're going to draw an Eidolon. I betcha. Because it's a turn that doesn't... Oh, alright. They are not going to go with Kolaghan's Command. They're just going to pump up the Scavenging Ooze. Well, we get another turn. Will we whiff for the 5th turn in a row? We take 6, which is a lot. Well, alright. Nodes isn't insane, but it gets us a 4/4. It makes it more expensive to attack. So attacking costs 5 now. So it's going to make it harder for our opponent to do multiple things in a turn. Dark Confidant gets a Raging Ravine. Our opponent has a massive 8 cards in hand. Alright, there's Terminate, which means they're going to be able to attack with their ooze. And means we are pretty close to being dead. All that whiffing really got to us. Yep, so they get to pay 5, they hit us for 6, and the big problem with that is double Lightning Bolt kills us. So I think the cards we want here, I think we need Sphere of Safety, primarily. Ghostly Prison would probably be okay. Or Eidolon into something might be the best. So we drop all the way to 6. We kill Dark Confidant with the nodes, and we draw land. Whew! Well, that was pretty depressing, considering how good we started. Might just be like Ivory Mask, Sphere of Safety, and Open the Vaults. Going down Story Circle, Luminarch Ascension, and Nyx Fleece Ram. Try it like that. Alright, we get to play first. Alright. Well, doesn't necessarily stand up that well to discard, but we got some ramp. If our opponent doesn't have discard, we have, like, turn 3 Sigil again. Bolt takes down our Arbor Elf. Well, it's Plains and Luminarch Ascension. Put some pressure on that way. Does die to Abrupt Decay, though, so it's not really just, like, a guaranteed win. There's a Goyf as a 2/3. We get a counter. First one. And let's Forest Utopia Sprawl on white and pass the turn. Open the Vaults doesn't feel that great at the moment. Dark Confidant. Gonna start drawing our opponent some cards. And, well, Inquisition is a whiff at least. Does pump up the Goyf. Opponent gets in for 3. Well, Forest and Sigil. Pass the turn. So, no Thoughtseize means we get Starfield. Opponent gets an Ooze. This Open the Vaults is looking pretty bad. Cracks Bloodstained Mire. Stomping Grounds untapped. There's the Ooze. Problem is we're going to drop to 11. Which is alright, we're going to drop even lower. So we're actually just dead on board to removal thanks to Seal of Fire of all things. So we get a 4/4, but if our opponent can kill our 4/4, we are literally just dead. Flips a land. And even if they can't, we're kind of in chump on Tarmogoyf mode. Cragsfern Catacombs. Alright, that does it. Oh, that was disappointing. I mean, Jund is a good deck, but I don't think it's as bad of a matchup as that looked right there.